Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Siren Frost, and welcome back to Deck Profile Weekly Videos. For most of you who are new on this channel, I do 2 deck profiles back to back once a week. I just figure it gives me some time to prepare for the next set or so and the next deck profiles, so this is all going to become good at it, I guess. Doesn't sound pretty, I know it sounds kind of bad, but sorry. Anyways, for most of you who are new to my channel, hi, my name is Celine Frost, aka Siren Frost. This is my channel, and what I do mostly is deck profile videos, which, you know, for me, it's the best kind to do. But also, every once in a while, I do like vlog episodes or channel updates here and there. It depends on what my mood for that day is actually going for, but today, you know, since today is Tuesday, and I normally post on Tuesdays anyway, so I figured this would be a good time today to just do a deck profile for you guys and see how it goes. And unfortunately, it's a cracking morning, so there you go. So for this week's video, I decided to do Lianorn and Alter Ego Messiah. I actually looking forward to doing this for a little while. It took me a while, but I actually got it. So in this video, we are doing Grand March of Bloom in Full Bloom Lianorn, and this is post 7, 8, 9. Actually, for what it kind of looks like, it's like it's just post 7 right now, because unfortunately, I am a little bit like 7 or 3 sets behind. So it is going to probably take me a while to get like all the cards I need for my decks. And last week, you guys, or well, it's been maybe a couple of weeks now, hasn't it? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's pretty horrible. But yeah, the last videos I did is Draw Jewel and Willstra, so I figured now I have some more content. I decided to do Lianorn. So without any further ado, let's start with the ride line for Lianorn, which is Corphie for a grade 0, Gracia for a grade 1, Rektina for grade 2, and our main boss for this deck is Lianorn. There we go. Well, actually, let's get the camera in better. I don't want to cover up Luki's titties too much, but there you go. That is the confirmed ride line for this deck. I know everybody has different builds and somewhat about it. Some people just don't like Corphie, I guess, personally. But if you want to go for a full character deck profile, this is what I see. You guys can be entitled to your own opinion. And it wouldn't be a Lianorn deck without the Team Blackout sleeves. White ones for the ride deck and the black ones for the main deck. So, there you go. I've been meaning to get more black sleeves, Team Blackout sleeves, but they cost like $100 now. Like, fuck no. I'm not doing that. Alright, so that was the ride deck. Here is the main deck. Now, keep in mind, this is my own personal opinion. Like I said, anything in this video is my own opinion, my own style of the build. You guys can have your own opinions, and that's okay. So, here we go. We have 2 copies of Narcissus, Normal, Neeltje for our 2 effect heal triggers. Basically what this one does is when your opponent attacks your Vanguard and it's a grade less than the opponent's Vanguard, this unit will give out 10,000 power to the shield until the end of that battle. So there you go, just for a little excitement right there. I know people don't like these particular heals in particular because they just are a waste of space, and you could go with the normal heal trigger from the trial deck. I just wanted to try out all the effects possible and see what the build can be working with. That's just my 2 cents, and plus the artwork looks amazing. So no offense to the heal trigger from Lianorn, but it's just I like this one a little bit better. And then we also, for the last 2 heal triggers, we got Zypsophila, Art Fairy Asher. This one, if your opponent's Vanguard attacks another second time twice this turn, or twice that turn, this unit get 15,000 power to gives 15,000 power to the shield. I don't know why I repeat myself like that, but I am sorry. I was working yesterday and it was like horrible. Our last one, of course, we have Alchemic Hedgehog, and this is for like the critical original one. It's kind of like a Thunder Giant, like the original attack for Yu-Gi-Oh! This is like for the original critical, or have criticals already. I don't know. but it's just a nice little backup contingency in case something else goes wrong. I'm also playing 2 heal triggers in this deck, so my trigger lineup is the same as like my other ones, because that's my personal style, and I've grown to love that very much so. And so, here's 2 Serene Maidens Lena for our draw triggers, 3 copies of Melodia Pomera for our critical triggers, because it goes with the Lianorn feel to it. And then we also playing 4 critical triggers, which is Aspiring Maiden Alana, so that's 7 criticals in the deck. 2 copies of Frenzied Heiress for our fronts. I think fronts is very much an essential. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I personally love it, and as long as I love it, that's all that matters. Like, if it works for me, it works for me. My build is so different from everybody else's, and that's okay. You know? And of course, let's not forget the 1 copy over trigger that you're supposed to have 1 copy of, and it's Blessfavor. Now, I can see if people want to try the newer over triggers from the recent festival collection. But I'm using that one, the water one, for my Boss Saga deck to see if it works well or anything, just in case. But I can always try and get more if people have more copies of. That's just my opinion right there. So, yeah. There we go. So yeah, we also have the blackout sleeves too. So. And then also, for grade 1, since this deck relies on heavily, kind of on grade 1s, this build is more different though because it relies on grade 1s and 3s, and with only 4 copies of the grade 2. That's just all you kind of need for this deck, so, in my opinion. So for 4 copies, I got 4 Puretes, 4 of them, 3 copies of Congratulatory Performance Sucuse. I decided to give him a little test drive because of his ability kind of got me off guard a little bit. So here's the downside. He is a 5k booster, but that's okay. But his skill makes up for it. When this unit boosts a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards not being attacked, move it to the Guardian Circle, and if it cannot be moved, this unit gets 5,000 power at the end of turn. So it will get a 5k, making it a 10k booster right then and there. So either way, you might get it. But the problem with this deck, I will be honest, is it relies on the soul for a lot of reasons. Sometimes counterblasting, sometimes soul. But that's when you gotta find some ways and come up with your own strategies to find out what that move is good for or not. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of Performing Petal Diantha. This one here is just for the grade 3s, and her skill is pretty handy. When this unit is placed on a rear guard circle from hand, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, counterblast 1. Choose a grade 3 or less card from your drop and call it to rear guard. During your turn, if you have 2 or more grade 1 or less rear guards, this unit gets 5,000 power. 5,000 power. There you go. And also, now for the rest of the grade 1s, we're playing 3 copies of Custodial Dragon, just because I like the new upgrades on Complete Guard's artworks, and 1 copy of Elementaria Sanctitude. So, if you guys can't afford a Sanctitude card, you can play 4 copies, a 4th copy of Custodial Dragon. It just depends on what your kind of budget's going for. Now, keep in mind, you guys, these builds may be a little bit expensive sometimes, depending on the person. It depends on the meta or whatever you want to choose. But personally, this card is quite handy. And if you want to save up like $20 or so, or have one of your friends find you one, that would be a great thing to do. I mean, your friends are there for a reason. It's always good to have and try. So, that is my grade 1 lineup. And yes, Purete is frame rare, because why not? Okay, and the only grade 2 I ran for this deck is 4 copies of Custodial Dragon. Basically, what you do for this card adds up for a lot of reasons. When this unit is placed on rear guard from hand, so everything has to be from hand, if you have a Vanguard that has Lianorn in the card name, you can counterblast 1. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 or less card from among them, call it to rear guard, and it gets boost. And see in a turn and discard the rest. So, the downside is you may lose some triggers for this, but it's worth superior calling units, especially if you don't have a big enough hand to call other units. So, this is a very good contingency plan in case you want to call a grade 3 in the back row, front row, another hitter, whatever the case may be. I say just go for it. So now for grade 3s. For here, we're playing 11 grade 3s for the main deck. Now, the 12th one is, of course, Lianorn. But this is the main deck we're talking about here. So we have 3 more copies of Lianorn for the Persona Ride ability. Persona Ride. So 3 more copies. 4 copies of Resonance Dragon. So this is the one of this. This card right here was hard for me to get one because, well, they're expensive. At least they're, at the time it was. Never mind that. So its skill is, I'm tongue-tied, I'm sorry. If your unit's boosted a total of 3 or more times this turn, this unit gets 5,000 power. So the back row is very one as long as you have this little guy on the field. But his skill is, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked the Vanguard. If you have a Vanguard that has Lianorn in its name, and your unit's boosted a total of 5 or more times this turn, counterblast 1 and put this into the soul. Choose one of your rear guards and stand back up. So, if there's one strategy I have to rely on and be careful with, is that Lianorn is the key. You have Resonance Dragon on the right or left side. You have another dragon or another unit on the right or left, whatever you want to choose from. This is where it gets really tricky. Personally, really tricky, because you need to have a full back row and you have a full front row for this a major assault, and so you have to attack with Lianorn first, get the +1 drive, counterblast, discard a card, all that bullshit, and then after that you stand to 2 rear guards, so that'd be 3 times. The 4th time would be on the other side, so then that's when the effect happens. This is where it gets. That's why I say it's a little tricky. You have to do like a capital Z. Now, this little guy will help out the problem, too. 4 copies of Ego Get Dragon. Ego Get. It's like, Go Get Dragon, whatever it is. This little guy is a cute, fun one. If your Vanguard has Lianorn in its card name, all your other rear guards in the same column as this unit gets boost. So if you have a copy of this one, or, anything out of these guys, or anything else in the back, go for it. Just fucking use it. Okay? Just have fun with it. But yes, that is the updated deck profile for Lianorn after finally a while of doing this video for you guys. And I'm sorry if it's a little bit a longer angle to see instead of seeing my close-up on that one. But my camera, it has the thread slipped away, so I may need to get a new camera or something to get fixing it. But I will have it probably fixed one way or another sometime. But yes, you guys, that is it for the deck profile update of Grand Margin and Full Bloom Lianorn. I hope you guys did enjoy this video very much so, and enjoy the little comments and little bloopers I have on my channel. It will happen no matter what. That's just me, though. It wouldn't be a channel of mine if I didn't have a little bit of bloopers here and there. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the content I do create on my channel, be sure to subscribe to Siren Frost. Thumbs up, like, comment, rate, whatever you guys want to do. Like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And as always, you guys, I've been your host, Siren Frost, signing out.